Hi, welcome to another episode of the Devil Circuit Prep series. In this episode, I wanted to talk about my workout and just go through each and every day of my workout split and explain why I do what I do. Then to tell you guys how it helps me in preparing for the Devil Circuit. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. So my current workout split is that Mondays I do chest, Tuesdays I do arms, Wednesdays I do legs, Thursdays is arms again, and Fridays is back, and Saturdays I go for a run. Okay, so I'll actually have my split up here so you guys can just see and follow along. I don't remember the exact weight and the exact sets and reps, but you guys can just see it over here. So Mondays is chest, and I start off with warm up. Obviously, I do warm ups before all of my workouts, as everyone should. First exercise, incline chest dumbbell press, 20 kgs for 4 sets, and I try to keep the reps as slow and controlled as possible. I'm not just there trying to lift the weight for a certain amount of time and then go to the next set. And each and every session, I try to add at least 1 or 2 more reps to each of the sets, so that after a certain amount of time, I can move on to the next weight. Like after I hit 15, 15, 15 on 4 sets, I can move on to the next weight. So I do shoulder exercises as well. So I alternate between chest and shoulder exercises. So after doing 4 sets for chest, I move on to the shoulder press and then do 4 sets of that. And shoulder press is 15 kgs for 4 sets. I'll have the video up here as well because I've been recording some stuff at the gym and I'm uploading it on my Insta as well, so you can go and follow that. And this exercise is to really build strong and just solid shoulders, so whenever there's any movement with hanging or using your shoulders, you don't injure them as much. Like I said, I'm still transitioning from bodybuilding to calisthenics training where I'm using more of my body weight instead of this weights. So chest 4 sets done, shoulders 4 sets done. Again moving to a horizontal push movement for the chest. So I have chest press machine in the gym. That is what I do for the horizontal movement. I load up 20 kgs each set and then I do 4 sets of that. So far we've done 8 sets of chest and 4 sets of shoulders. So now we'll do shoulders again. It's the same shoulder press. There's really nothing complicated, nothing fancy. It's just simple exercises that have been proven to build muscle. So after doing 2 exercises for chest and 2 exercises for shoulders, I move on to dips. And while doing the dips, I focus more on my chest, so I get a better stretch out of it instead of focusing on my triceps. And you have a lot of ways to shift the emphasis from triceps to chest while doing dips. One of it is just moving your hand or moving the shoulders relative to your hand. And that wraps up my chest. Simple as that. 8 sets for chest, 8 sets for shoulders, plus a couple of more, plus 4 sets of dips, which is shoulders and triceps and chest both. It's a really good upper body exercise. Now coming to the first arm day, as I've already done more of triceps and shoulders the previous day, I try to focus this more on the back and biceps. So I do 8 sets of biceps for this and 4 sets of triceps, and I do 4 sets of back exercise because the back is still fresh and I haven't hit it this week. So 4 sets of incline curl, which is the biceps for 10 kgs, then 4 sets of overhead press for the triceps, which is really good for the lengthened part of the triceps especially. Again 4 sets of preacher curls, one of my favorite exercises ever to do for biceps. And then that's 8 sets for biceps and 4 sets for triceps. And then I move on to the back movement, which is the lat pull downs. This lat pull down is not mainly focused on the back, it's mainly focused on my pull up movement and the form that I do while I do the pull up. So it's supposed to mimic a bit of a pull-up. Lat pull-downs are essentially pull-ups, but instead of bringing your chest to the bar, you bring the bar to your chest. So the lat pull-down is a really good substitute if you're not able to do proper pull-up set or you don't have access to the pull-up assist machine. So arms done for today, a little bit of back. Then I move on to the forearms, which are also really important because in this race I'm going to be doing a lot of crawling and pulling and hanging. So forearms are really important for that. And then again I do a little bit of dips just with the triceps more in this variation. And like I said, I'll put up an image which shows the difference between a chest dip and a tricep dip, and you guys can do that yourself. And then Wednesdays we move on to legs, which is one of my favorite days because it feels like you're working on the hardest when you're hitting legs. So again, just to start off, I do a little bit of warm up, especially for the legs. Then I start off with walking lunges, which is really good compound movement for the whole leg. And then I move on to the hip thrust machine, which is really good for building glutes and hamstrings. And for the walking lunges, I do 5 rounds and 1 round consists of 20 steps. So I'm doing 100 steps of walking lunges with 10 kgs in each hand. And after that, I do the hip thrust machine, which is 40 kgs on either side. For a certain amount of reps, you can see that it's on the screen. So after that, I move on to the adductors and abductors, which are the muscles on the side of your legs. So these are really good for adding stability to your whole body. And then make sure that your knees don't cave inwards or outwards when you're doing squats or something of that movement. After the abductors and adductors, I do front squats, which is again good for hitting quads. And after doing all these exercises for the legs, I do a little bit of rehab work, like reverse walking on the treadmill, or working on the tibialis muscle that is really not worked out by most people in the gym, but we really should, since it's just another muscle in the body and it's really important for running or making your legs strong. I do farmer walk as well, which is really good for stability, for core muscles, for the bones and muscles in your foot, the forearms. It's a really good functional exercise that everyone should be doing. Thursdays is the second arm workout, and I emphasize more on the triceps and shoulders since they're already recovered from Monday's workout. So I start off my Thursday's arm workout with the overhead press. After doing the tricep overhead extension, I move on to the shoulder press, which is very standard again. After that, preacher curl again. Very standard, very simple, and it's very similar to the first arm workout. There's a little bit of changes, like there's no lat pull down on this one. There's one less bicep exercise. So after doing 4 sets of triceps, shoulders and biceps, I do my dips and forearms, and then I'm done for the day. Friday, again one of my favorite days, is back day. I do 12 sets for the back, 4 sets for rear delts, which is also a very ignored muscle group that people don't train in the gym, and that is really good for your health and for your posture in general. So starting off with the first pull movement, I do lat pull down. So 3 sets of lat pull downs, then 4 sets of T-bar movement, which is incline T-bar pull movement. I take a break from the back exercise. I do a rear delt exercise. So after doing 4 sets of that, I go back to the back exercise again. So after those 4 exercises, I take a break. I do some back extensions, which is really good for your lower back. And people are scared to do this lower back exercises because they might get injured. But the ones who get injured are the ones who don't do this exercises. So just do the exercises in a safe and controlled manner and you won't be injured. After doing back extensions, I do Australian push-ups. I'll find a clip of that and I'll insert it here as well. I'll find a clip of all the exercises and I'll insert it as I'm talking about it, so you guys don't get confused and you have clarity on what I'm speaking about. After the Australian push-ups, it's just assisted pull-ups, and I do that for 3 sets, 3 or 4 sets, depending on how tired I am from the back. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the strength training part of the week. Then on Sundays, I just run or walk 5k, and as the days go by, I need to start including more of this endurance type of training in my schedule. That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching and tuning into this one. So if you want more insights on the training that I'm doing, go and follow Instagram. It'll be linked in the description below. Thank you for watching this video. Tune in for the next one. I'll see you later. Go first.